Hello, cyber friends. How are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a wonderful time on this series, and this is another episode. I hope that you've been learning a lot from the previous episodes. It's been from one topic to another, navigating how you can actually start out in cybersecurity. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about certifications, degree, or self-study. I understand that there is a lot of debate going on around, oh, should I go for a degree or should I start with certification and then maybe later go for a degree, or is degree not relevant as much as certifications are relevant? How do I do self-study, or will certification give me the amount of knowledge that I am looking for that would help me to be able to start out well in cybersecurity? These have been a lot of questions in the heart of so many aspiring cybersecurity professionals, and this video is going to do justice to that topic and that debate, so that you'll be able to understand what contribution certifications, degrees, and self-study will have. What contribution are they going to make to your progress in your career? Right, let's start with self-study. Right, I'm starting with self-study because when I started out, I started with self-study. I didn't jump on certifications. And I believe that that is still very relevant if you want to start out, right? I think self-study is the best way to start out with, not certifications. We talked about structured learning the last episode, and I believe that that episode is going to help you to be able to build a roadmap and a structure for your learning. So you need resources that you'll be able to use for your self-study. And I'm glad to announce to you that there are resources that I have used. In fact, some other cybersecurity beginners have used them as recommended by myself, and I'll be recommending the same set of resources to you. The number one on the list is the Cisco Networking Academy, skillforall.com, owned by Cisco. NetAcad, that is Networking Academy by Cisco, also is a platform that you can use, but there are free courses, foundation courses, beginner courses that talks about the fundamentals of cybersecurity on Cisco NetAcad, right? And then the Cisco University, Cisco U. But the one I think has a lot of free resources that you can actually start with, which actually speaks to foundations or fundamentals of cybersecurity, is skillforall.com. I'm gonna put it on this video somewhere, right? So that you can see. That platform is going to give you networking bases. You'll be able to have access to free course on networking bases, free course on introduction to cybersecurity, free course on operating systems, free course on network defense, free course on ethical hacking, cyber threats management. And if you look at the list of these courses, you will see that they align with my recommendations in previous videos that we've talked about starting out and how to actually go about resources online. That for one. Number two is the Qualys Certification and Training Center. That is another platform that is going to help you to self-study, because they have a lot of foundational courses that speaks to cybersecurity concepts, different topics in cybersecurity, right? So they have vulnerability management course, fundamentals of vulnerability management, response and detection. They have patch management course, like introduction to patch management, what it is in cybersecurity. They have PCI compliance course. They have scanning, vulnerability scanning course. All of these are concepts that you will come across as you journey in cybersecurity. And these platforms actually give you free access to all of these resources for you to be able to self-study. I'm going to list all of these links in the descriptions. All right. So speaking about self-study, I did self-study. That was what I started with. Then I moved on to free certification courses, or free certifications that were available at that time. And there are some that are still available now that you can do. And I'm going to list about two, right? There is IS2 certified in cybersecurity. It's still free currently. I have a full video on how you can register for free and how to prepare for you to pass the exam. I'm going to also put the link to that video somewhere on this video and in the description. All right, that's number one that I recommend to every aspiring cybersecurity professional. You want to do that certification, in order to be able to have some basic knowledge about cybersecurity and some very deep concepts that you need to understand. And that certification will validate your knowledge in these areas. That is ISC2 cybersecurity certification. All right. Second certification that I think you should jump on and is free to an extent is Cisco Cyber Ops. Cisco Cyber Ops certification. That is the associate one, not the professional one. You should jump on it. It is free to an extent because there is discount that will be given to you. About 70% of it will be catered for by NetAcad, and you can then pay the rest. And I would advise that make do with the free resources available online for now. Don't put money in a lot of stuff for now. You are just starting out, right? So make do with these free resources for now. You are just starting out. For certifications, right? Now let's talk about certifications. We've talked about self-study, right? Let's talk about certifications. Certifications actually validate your knowledge, and they actually tell people that you have knowledge in those areas that you have been certified, like a validation, like a third party or external validation from a respected body. And that's what certification is all about. So for beginners, if you want to start paying, maybe you are done with your self-study, you're done with the free certifications, and you want to now start taking on the paid ones, I would say you should go for CompTIA Security Plus. I think it's about $400+, right? Like 420 something dollar. You should go for that for a beginner, for starting out. And another one you should go for starting out is if you are going into blue teaming, that is the cyber defense aspect of cybersecurity. I would advise that you actually go for CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst Plus, right? That will give you like an holistic understanding of cyber defense and a few practicals, but more of theory, just to understand the concepts within that domain. Also, the next certification I would love to recommend is Blue Team BLT1, Security Blue Team Certification BLT1. That is Blue Team Level 1, right? That is going to give you a wonderful practical experience, hands-on practical experience. That certification is very technical, and it will help you to understand the technicality of the cyber defense. It will get your hands dirty, right? And you'll be able to gain a lot of understanding of how to do stuff, how to monitor network, how to stop an attempt of intrusion and all of that, how to actually analyze logs and the rest of that. It will also teach you phishing analysis, phishing email analysis, the header of an email, analyzing the header and all of that. BLT1 will give you that. So I've recommended two if you'll be paying for certification and you are in the cyber defense path, right? The BLT1 and the CompTIA Cyber Security Analyst Plus. I believe cyber defense also has like a certification they just brought up, and I think Let's Defense also, you can check them out. All right. If you are going into security offense or the cyber offensive side, I think the first certification that I think you should go for as somebody that is starting out paid, right, is EJPT, ELEN Security Junior Penetration Tester. It's going to give you like a practical understanding of hacking, penetration testing, breaking into system, assessing systems, and then writing penetration report. That's number one. Number two, certified ethical hacker by EC Council is going to also help you to gain holistic understanding about hacking, penetration testing. It is practical, but the exam is not practical. The exam is objective. So I believe that is testing your understanding and your theoretical knowledge. But EJPT is a practical exam. So those two are my recommendations for anybody that is trying to go into security offense or cyber offensive domain in cybersecurity. If you're a GRC person, your number one go-to is certified in cyber from ISC2, right? That's number one on the list for you. You have to take that certification or that examination, right? It will give you an holistic view of the general security concepts, understanding of cybersecurity program, and the rest of that. And then I will also recommend that you do ISO 27001 lead implementer. Those two will actually set you up for success as you are starting out. That is, if you want to pay for certification after you might have exhausted the free ones that are available. And I think that's it. So, what's the contribution of degree in all of this? To be very honest, the way I see these things is you can't use one to replace one, right? all of them has like the role that they play in your career, right? As you move on, I believe that there are some organizations that still ask for a degree, like they want you to have a degree in computer science or information technology or even cybersecurity or information security, in addition to your technical knowledge, in addition to your skills, is one of the requirements that they will look at before they now call you for interview, right? So we can't say degrees out of the way. We don't want to do anything with degree, or degree does not matter. It matters a lot. But the truth is, I would not say that instead of pursuing skill and certification, you should go and do degree. No, degree is an added advantage to your skill and certification. The industry is certificate oriented, or it is skill oriented, right? And certification actually establishes that you actually have the skill. But if you look at it that you have a bachelor's degree in maybe information technology and you want to further to master's degree in cybersecurity, please go ahead to take it on. But that should not replace the place of you actually acquiring skills, getting the required knowledge, and also getting certain certifications, right? So degree has the role that it plays in all of this. Another thing I want to touch on is that as much as certification actually validates that you have certain skills, that is not all there is to cybersecurity. I would say don't just get many certifications that you do not have the skill to actually prove of it. Certification is sitting for an exam and passing. It is different from what you are going to be doing on the job, or the things when it comes to real world scenario. Certification is different from that. It's not just what you do when you do an exam, or something like that. So while you are pursuing certification, also ensure that you are getting the skills, right, that will actually get you a job. You are competent in the areas to which that certification speaks to. And I will say that focus more on skill acquisition than pursuing certifications. Of course, certification will help you to break down the barrier or the gatekeeping, for job search or for getting your job. It will help you to break it, because recruiters are looking for people with certifications, but hiring managers are looking for people with experience and the skills that can get the job done. All right. So I believe that you've been able to get one or two, value from this video, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm going to be interfacing with you again in the next episode, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Please share, like, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.